Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I was getting ready to do some harvesting, one of the first harvests from the outdoor garden this season. And I'm like, I can't do that without you. So before I can let mom get out there and harvest, you got to see what's going on. Hi everyone, today is April 26th. We're at the outdoor garden and we got ready to harvest dinner. And I'm like, hey, before we can harvest some dinner, I got to show you what's going on in this bed before we harvest dinner. So let me show you. Y'all, look at those turnip greens. Oh my goodness, we have, I believe, 4 different varieties of turnip greens in here. And we're going to harvest all of these beautiful turnip greens. And we're going to enjoy them later today. And I got rape coming up right next, rape, wrap, whatever, however you pronounce it. Look, that was just from a week ago, y'all, and they've already poked their little heads up as well. And so we're going to have these another day. But for now, y'all, we're going to harvest these greens. And there's 4 different varieties. Is this one here, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. And y'all, we are harvesting the greens, not the turnips, the greens. And this variety here, those 2 are new to me this year. But y'all, we always just mix our greens together. And then I got the purple top turnip greens. So I'm doing just the greens, not the turnips. So we call these salad greens, y'all. We call them salad greens. And then where is this right here is called golden ball turnip greens. So it's a golden turnip underneath here, but the greens are on top. And there's one more green over here. Where is it? There it is. And 7 tops. So there are 5 different types of greens in 5 square feet. And we're getting ready to harvest all of these. We're going to mix them together. And then we're going to call them salad greens, mixed salad greens. But so far, everything I've showed you are turnip greens. I need to come back and harvest these as well. These are my radish, y'all. They are ready, at least the ones I have left that them little squirrels didn't tear up. But we're not going to do that today. Today, we're going to take care of those greens over there. So I'm going to let mom go ahead and get started on that. And then I'm going to show you the other greens that we're going to harvest today. And y'all, we wanted to do so much more today, but it's cold out here, y'all. I told you, get to the end of April, what happens? The weather changes every year. It never fails. Since it never fails, and it's cold, and yes, I have a sweater on because I'm cold, we're going to hold off on doing some of that late spring stuff. We were ready to start hardening off some tomatoes and peppers. We can't do that, y'all. I'm not going to lose all of that hard work that I started indoors because I set it out here and it's 40 degrees. And that's the high temperature today. I think it was 45. It might be 50, but it feels like 20. But anyway, the other greens I wanted to show you are these right here. In this container, y'all, I got mustard greens. This is a green stalk vertical planter. And y'all, right now, Greenstock is having their Mother's Day sale. Links are below if you're interested in a Greenstock, but this is the best sale of the year if you've ever been interested in purchasing a Greenstock. Now, let me show you these mustard greens. So in the bottom, these are purple mustard greens. I've never grown them before. I'm super excited. They look really, really, really good. And we're going to mix in those mustard greens with those turnip greens. And then in the next tier, this is a 3-tier green stalk. These are just the typical curly mustard greens here. There's some more right here. So we're going to harvest all of these and mix them in with those turnip greens. Now there's some other stuff in here too, like this is curly kale. It's too small to do anything with, but those are some that I started from seed. And then I do have different types of broccoli in here as well. And this is a different type of kale as well, but it's not ready. So we're going to just do the mustard greens, the 2 different varieties of those to go along with those 5 different varieties of turnip greens. And y'all, the first harvest of the year. I don't know if I've ever harvested turnip greens this early or not. I'm going to have to check. But y'all, I'm ready to get them harvested. Let's get them on the table and let's enjoy them. But since I'm not going to do any work out here today just because it's just so cold, I can at least share with you the work that I did yesterday. So let's start over here and let's just do a quick tour while we're out here. Well, I got home after being away for a week. I thought that I was going to be able to have some strawberries, but y'all, I couldn't have any strawberries. Mom said she's been eating a dozen strawberries a day. So no strawberries for me to eat at this time. But I wanted to show you a runner. See this right here, y'all? This right here is a runner. Now it's too short at the moment, but eventually this runner is going to be long enough and we're going to be able to pop that down into something like that. Or I could move this, move it up here, and then this runner can run right into there and give me another strawberry plant, y'all. Here's another runner right here. Right here's another runner. A little bit more and it'll be able to go over into that cup there. I didn't even have to tell this one to do what it needed to do. That runner came out of that one right there and popped right over into this cup. And I didn't even have to tell it to do that. So I love these new strawberry cups. I need to get a few more. Oh, look at that runner right there. Let's take this runner and do something with it. I didn't put any dirt in my cup yet. Oh, man. So if I had dirt in my cup, I would stick that right into that cup right there. And that runner would do what it needs to do. I put the runners up here, y'all, but I didn't put any dirt in the cups. But I can change them out. We saw that. Y'all see how I just laid that over in the cup? And sometimes I'll even give it a little poke to hold it down. Another option, I've seen people take, now this staple is way too big, but you take the staple and put it in there to hold it down, but that staple's too big. But if you just lay it over, it'll catch and it'll root. That's not even what I was trying to show you. Y'all, last week, these were just blooms. Those are little blueberries. Look at all of those little blueberries, y'all. Look at that in 1 week. In 1 week, they went from flowers to blueberries. This might be the best harvest yet on blueberries. It's still not a year's supply, y'all, but it's still more than I started with. When I did my April garden tour, I got all happy thinking I had little cherries and it was just blooms, but now there really are little baby cherries all over this little thing. Look at this, Romeo. This is a Romeo cherry tree and it's got little baby cherries all over it. Y'all, that's still not what I've been trying to show you, but here's what I'm really trying to show you. One of the things that I talked about for this space right here was adding cattle panel trellising to this space right here so I can grow cucumbers up it. So I got the cattle panel trellising up yesterday. So I'll have cucumbers here, I'll have cucumbers there. I think I shared with you already, but those are all different types of cabbages that we put in place. The other thing I wanted to show you is that y'all know I moved these grapevines over here about 3 weeks ago. I know it hasn't been a month yet, but y'all, they're grapes. Where did they go? Where did they go? Oh, there we go. Here we go. You see those little things right there? Y'all, that's grapes. So I didn't kill it. There's some little grapes on this one, which is great. Now, again, not a year's supply of fruit, but I'll take it. Let's see, what else did I get into? Oh, I took off my greenhouse cover from this bed right here. Opened it up a little bit so you can kind of see what's going on in here. And everything's looking good. But I did notice a problem. And that's why I didn't put the insect cover on it, because I found insects already in here. Right there, there are the remnants of some bugs. Right here, remnants of some bugs. So I treated it with neem oil yesterday, and I'm going to make sure that those bugs are dead before I put on my insect cover, because I don't want to trap insects inside. I need to keep them on the outside. So that's why I didn't put the cover back on, but it's the same framework. I don't have to take the frame off at all. All I did was undo some Velcro, fold it up, and it was off. And you can see the onion are still super happy over here. The cabbage are amazing. And now this bed can also get rainwater. With the greenhouse cover, it doesn't let any water in, but the insect netting does. There it is. This bed is looking good. And I had a plant that went straight to seed. I took it out. I added another little baby plant in there to fill the spot of where that one was. And yeah, that's that bed right there. The potatoes have really come up. I mean, really come up. I had just put these onion in for the last tour that I did, and now they're happy. These potatoes back there, those are my russets. They're a little farther behind than the purple Viking and the Canada Golds, but I think it's a mid or late season potato. I could be wrong, but purple Viking and Canada Gold looking good. Started a few pots of potatoes right here, and I put trellising on my potatoes when I can. Now, the one thing about these potatoes here, y'all, we got a problem. Y'all, we got a real problem with anything that's low to the ground. Now, y'all know I've been talking about pests. The squirrels, the rabbits, the chipmunks, the coyote, the raccoons. Who did I forget? The wild dogs, the deer, and the skunks. Y'all, last year I had skunks in my garden. Here's a quick video of it. And it was a family of them, little baby skunks. They really didn't mess with the garden too much last year, which was great. But they all left except for, I believe, one. And he's living up under that shed, barn, call it whatever you want to call it. That little gray building back there, he's living back there. And he comes out every night. He doesn't give me any issues. He doesn't smell, right? So I'm like, okay, hey, to each their own. Long as you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. Well, I've been traveling a lot lately, and I came home from my trip. I'm trying to get my suitcases out the car, and the first thing I do, y'all, is go to the garden. Y'all know me. I'm going to the garden. So I came into the garden, and each and every one of these bags had been dug up. The potatoes were sitting on top of the dirt. It had been dug up. And I'm like, what's been in my bags? And by that time, I heard a little rattling over there, and I saw the stripes of the skunk going back up under the shed. And as I was talking to Mom said, I was just out there this morning and it was fine. So they had just done it. Now, I was told that skunks really don't want your vegetables. They want the little bugs and the worms and that kind of stuff. But if you're going to dig my potatoes up to get to that, then we have a problem. So I put everything back in, and I haven't had any issues since. So maybe that was a one-off, and we could still live in harmony. I do believe by having the skunks in the garden, it's keeping some of the other pests out of the garden. I could be wrong. Who knows, y'all? Who knows? But I turned on all my noisemakers. There's one of my noisemakers right there. That little owl right there is a pest deterrent. And I'm sitting right in front of it now. It don't want to work. How about that? But I have two of them. I have one here, And I have one over on that end of the garden. One of my subscribers gave them to me, and y'all, ever since I put them in the garden, it works, y'all. I've seen like the coyote and the deer get close to the garden. As soon as they go off at night, they run in the other direction. So it really does work. I had them turned off because I was doing so much work out here and the noise was getting on my nerves. But I turned them off for a few weeks, and I turned them back on, right? We're at war with the squirrels. I haven't seen any squirrels in the garden yet, but they've been in my raised beds over by the house. But I got them turned back on. And y'all, as soon as I say I don't smell any skunks, we're living in harmony, I just got a whiff of skunk. So we'll see. We might have to do something about that skunk. Anyway, let me tell you what else I got done, or show you what's going on. Look at these. All of these potatoes done come up, y'all. And I went ahead and tried to use last year's support system, which is in a horrible shape. You can't even see it, y'all. But there is a little green support system over all of these potatoes. And I always support my potatoes so that they get better airflow down low. I do plant my potatoes fairly close together, and that's intentional. I don't want huge whopping potatoes. I want a nice sized potato, and I want to get as many potatoes in the space as possible. So I like to trellis my potatoes. I know there are very few people who do it. I've done a few videos as to why I do it, how I do it. So I got that up there, even though I know it looks like crap. It looks horrible. I know it does. But hey, long as it does what it need to do, we're in good shape. And this little box right here has potatoes in it, and nothing's messed with it so far. And then coming on over here, I got this bed done as well. That was just a week ago. The onions are starting to stand back up. They're looking pretty good. I got lettuce in the front right here. And then I think that's cauliflower or cabbage. And in the very back, you can't hardly see it because it's purple, but in the very back there, those are Brussels sprouts. I've planted more Brussels sprouts than I've ever planted before. Hopefully we get plenty and I can preserve them so that we can increase the types of green vegetables that we have in the winter, something besides collards and green beans. So we're trying to improve, right? I'm trying to get more broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage and those type things between canning and freezing. I want to get as much as possible. Y'all look, I got a strawberry thief in the garden. Let me show you. And y'all wonder why I can't get any strawberries. Look, you see that person over there? Somebody over there getting my strawberries. That's why I can't eat no strawberries. Somebody over there taking the strawberries. Strawberry thief. Look at it. Strawberry thief over there just taking my strawberries. She took it too. She's not gonna give it up. She said she only found one because I had 3 yesterday. But anyway, y'all, this wasn't supposed to be a big garden tour or anything like that. I just want to show you some of the stuff that I'm getting done. And I wanted to get a picture of how things are growing before she comes and just whacks everything away. Let me show you. Y'all remember all those mustard greens? She took all of the leafy parts off, right? She left the hard stems, but she took all the leaves off of here. Remember just a minute ago? All of those purple leaves that were down there, well, she done come and she done took all of them. But they will keep giving, y'all. You don't pull them up, you just break them off and they will keep producing. So we will have more mustard greens off of this green stalk. Let's go back over and look at the turnip greens and let's see how she did over there as she goes in the house with the bag of the goodies. Oh yeah. So she really took all of the tops off of there. All the tops are gone, but y'all, they will keep producing. We'll harvest off of this many, many times. Let's look in her bag real quick. Oh, that's a pretty heavy bag right there. That's at least a good messing, isn't it? That's more than a messing? Oh, wow, good, good. Now, I normally don't weigh my collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, lettuce, those type things. I call it a messing And that means it's going to be enough for dinner today and leftovers. So anyway, y'all, that's it. It's too cold to stay out here, so I'm going to get back in the house where it's nice and warm. But I at least wanted to show you some of the things that I got into before the weather changed on me again, and before somebody started harvesting all of the stuff from the garden. So thanks for hanging out with me. Come and hang out with me again real soon. Bye.